Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome back to the Scandalous podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would normally ask you if you're ready to be stressed out, but I'm going to ask you today, are you ready to get scandalous?
Okay. Right.
Because, whoo, these stories. These people need our help. So, how are you guys feeling? We're snowed in Dallas.
For real.
How are you guys coping with the weather?
hmm
Are your roads open? Are you going to tell the people how you tried to leave and drive on ice?
Really.
Yeah, really. He was
Trying to
stuck, y'all.
getting to where I need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got the slipping and sliding on that black ice, if y'all know what that black ice is.
Yeah. But thank God he's okay.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's
for
not going
sure.
to do that again.
Oh, my gosh. The snow's melting now, so hopefully I can get to going.
It's not even snow. It's just ice.
Just ice. That's the worst kind.
That's it's not even snow.
Yeah.
When you walk on it, you don't leave any footprints. It's just hard ice. It's crazy.
Yep.
But anywho, I'll be in DC this weekend.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. But of course, I had to make sure we get this episode before I travel. So I'm hoping that this crazy weather doesn't affect me. But are you ready for story number 1?
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I do need to issue a trigger warning.
Okay.
Essay.
It's always terrible.
Of course, I try to when I still have to issue the trigger warning, but of course the stories never have the details about that. That's never what I want the stories to be about, right? Because that's not entertaining. The stories are always about something that it's a factor of the story, but that's not the story, right? Because nobody wants to listen to stories about that, right?
Right.
But I still need to issue the trigger warning for whoever that might affect. Without further ado, am I the asshole for refusing to help my parents care for my son?
Hey, depends on the facts.
I'm a oops baby. My folks had me when they were in their early 40s. I got pregnant when I was in college. I was violently SA'd. I didn't want to be pregnant, but my parents said that they would cut me off financially if I took the Plan B pill.
Wow.
So I carried to term. Then I wanted to put the baby up for adoption after delivery or drop him off at a fire station. I was not in a good headspace mentally. If you surrender, I don't know if you know this, if you surrender a baby to a fire station, then it's considered legal. It's not like child abandonment or anything like that.
Yeah, I heard that.
So if you bring your baby to a fire station, no criminal charges.
Right.
My parents insisted on adopting him, and now he's legally my brother. I don't hate him, but he is a reminder of the terrible thing that happened to me. I now go back home as little as possible, maybe 2 times a year for just a couple days. I have graduated and I have a life far away from my parents and my brother. He's 12 now, and he is not well behaved at all. My parents are now in their 70s and are having a shitty retirement. They have to dedicate all of their time to him. They can't take the vacations and the cruises that they planned. They can't downsize to a condo so they don't have to worry about yard work. None of my actual siblings will watch him or give them a break. They reached out to me for help and I constantly tell them no. I said that he is their son and their responsibility. They think I'm being cruel for forcing them to do everything after they helped me so much. It took everything I had in me not to curse them out. Some of my relatives have reached out to me to see why I refused to fix the mess that I made. Then I cursed them out and blocked them. And none of them helped me when I was pregnant against my will. In case someone asks, the biological father is on the offender registry and cannot be near kids. So, am I the asshole?
That's kind of crazy. Definitely unfortunate though, but That situation is crazy. I don't know.
No, you're not the asshole
Okay. I feel you on that.
at all. Making her carry a child and see through a pregnancy from that of what happened to her is beyond disgusting.
I feel that.
Beyond disgusting. Um, yeah.
I can definitely 100% agree on that.
If anything, her parents are the asshole.
Yep.
You know, this wasn't a just a poor drunken night in college and your boyfriend and you just had a little too much fun and then oops baby, but that's not this. And your
Right.
parents are trying to make you see through with your responsibility. That's not this.
Yeah.
Making any victim of that have birth a child that is from the root of that is unforgivable. So no, not the asshole.
I agree.
And I could understand being a young adult in college still relying on your parents financially. I knew I was. If my parents would have forced me to carry the child to term, which my parents would never, I wouldn't have let my parents adopt them because now the child is still in my family.
Okay.
I think that she should have made if it was all about just not terminating, then I think she should have stand firm and have at least given the baby up for adoption. Because this is traumatic, and now this child is technically you're legally your sibling, but this is still your child. Way too close.
Yeah. I don't have much to say on that. I mean, I feel like it's just a terrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to have you take care of the kid too.
Yeah.
After being forced, that's just beyond me.
Because let's just keep it real. Her parents, and she said their parents are in the 70s now. This child is only 12 years old. What if something happens to your parents? Who's going to be responsible for this child? Right?
Yeah.
This should have never happened. This should have never happened. But I don't blame her.
For sure.
At all. I blame her parents. And yeah, everybody can go to hell. Except for her. And the baby, because I mean the child, not the baby, but the child too. He didn't do nothing. But everybody else, they go to hell.
Right.
Comments?
What they talking about?
Someone said at one point you could have said no to your parents. You could have said no to the adoption, but you wanted the money from them. Now an innocent child is suffering.
She wanted the money? That's what they saying?
They basically threatened her. They said, if you don't have this baby, we're going to cut you off financially. That's what the threat was.
So is that why she accepted?
That's what the story says. That her parents would have cut her off completely.
Okay, so she wasn't really forced then? She had a choice?
Well, of course, unless a gun is to your head, you always have a choice.
Well, I know that. But you made the decision to have a kid because of the money?
Well, just think about it. I didn't have a full ride scholarship to college.
Okay, so this is for the scholarship fund.
This is everything. They were going to cut her off completely. She's a college student. They were going to cut her off completely.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting it.
Yeah, she's in school.
Okay.
So yeah, if my parents didn't back my student loan, I wouldn't have been able. I mean, maybe today they're giving 18-year-olds how much it costs to go to college today. But Tuskegee at the time was $30,000 a year. So my parents had to back the loan that I also took out. I think it was called Parent Plus loan back then. Like, I couldn't have gone to Tuskegee without my parents' financial support. I did not have a full ride. Tuskegee was expensive, and this was a long time ago. So yeah, that means she probably would have to drop out of school. Because, you got to reapply for that every year.
Yeah.
It's not a one and done. You apply as a freshman and you all the way through to graduation. And I mean, on top of that, not just paying for my education. Eventually, I got to hustle. I started doing nails in college. But at the very beginning, when I got dropped off in a new state and didn't know a soul, yeah, my parents was giving me money, so I could buy toothbrushes and toothpaste and little things here and there. Go to the grocery store and buy me some snacks and whatnot. Now, eventually, we all got side hustles on campus, and he was Big Meech now. But everybody has, those beginnings. So yes, when she said her parents were going to cut her off, she probably would have had to drop out of school and everything.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not a woman either, so I feel you. But just to play a little devil's advocate here, like I said, I'm not a woman, but I still wouldn't have been. I don't know. I don't think that would have been enough for me to been having no kid and just being like, okay, well, like the money is going to. I mean, the money is making me have this kid. I think I would have tried to figure out a different way. Personally, like I think it would have been like especially in college, like it's like in my mind it was like no kids. So like,
absolutely,
but I can only say that as a man, right?
Right.
But I don't think college tuition. Like I would have probably just started like, okay, I gotta really try to go get a scholarship or more work or try to figure it out. I don't think I would have been pushing a kid because my parents was helping me with funds. I don't know if I would have been able to be like, okay, I'm gonna accept this long term commitment after being essayed because of this, because of my family is funding my tuition. I don't think that would have been enough.
I feel like if you had the type of parents that would make, I know you're a man, so it's very, it's different having this conversation with you, but you don't come from the type of parents that would have made your sister carry a child from the big R word. Think about what type of people raised her. So she is not a you. She is not a me because she don't have the parents we had. She has the type of parents that would make her carry a child to term from grape. So you would be a different person if you had her parents. You wouldn't be you. You would not be you. So you're thinking about you with your upbringing and your parents. You have to think about the type of monsters that raised her. You wouldn't be you. So you wouldn't do the things that you do today.
I guess. I think at an early age I kind of understood that you kind of have to take a grasp of your life and determine what you want to do versus what everybody else wants for you too.
But these are also very young people. She could have been a freshman in college at the time. You were 17, 18.
That's correct.
We didn't make good decisions, and this is not even her decision. This is basically something her parents made her do.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're grown now, and we're thinking with our full brains and our full frontal lobe is developed, and that might not even be the case. Of course, we can't be threatened like that now, but try to put yourself in the space of her age, the type of parents she come from.
I just know how I was about kids when I was in college.
I was the same, but
that's what I'm saying. So with a tuition had,
I mean, maybe she could have snuck and got the pill, but this was not a oops. I was just doing too much one night. She could have been in the hospital. We don't know what happened to her. We have no idea how her parents came to find out about all of this.
What y'all think? If y'all had this type of parents, do y'all think y'all would have went through with it and been in this situation, or would y'all have taken a different turn and did something else?
I want to read the rest of these comments.
Yeah, but I do want to know what y'all think too.
We do, of course we do. Because remember the last comment said at one point you could have said no to your parents, no to the adoption,
right,
no to the money,
right,
and now innocent child was suffering.
Okay.
She responded to that comment.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I needed it, not wanted it. If I was ever going to have a life of my own, I needed their money so that I could get my education. If I could have figured out a way to complete my education without their money, I would have done it instead. That was her response. Okay. Someone else said, out of curiosity, if you didn't want the baby, why did you bother to tell your parents you were pregnant in the first place? Why not end it without telling anyone? In my opinion, they should have never tried to financially manipulate you for this pregnancy, but you should have taken matters into your own hands. I hope you received adequate counseling, especially now that you're an adult and responsible for your own mental health. That was the comment, and we have an update.
Okay.
Thank you guys for finally giving me the motivation to tell my story to my family and cut ties completely with my parents. You guys allowed me to see that my parents, who were my only support, told me that they would be kicking me out, stop paying for my education, and removing me from their health insurance if I decided to take a plan B. I'll further explain that when I found out I was pregnant from grape, they once again coerced me the same way into carrying the fetus to term, and how they insisted on adopting him after I stated I never wanted to see him again. I wanted to put him up for a closed adoption and just move on with my life. When I told all of this to my family in a large group text, I even added pictures of me from the hospital. Blood, bruises, missing teeth, shattered face, everything. I included a recent picture of myself with my orbital prosthesis removed so everyone could see the permanent damage. My eye was gouged out during this attack. So she has a prosthetic eye. I posted everything on the family group chat, including that I would now consider the matter closed and have decided to completely cut myself off from all of them. It was my New Year's gift to myself and to my mental health. I have received messages and emails from family members using unknown numbers and emails to tell me that they didn't know about all of this and they never knew the true story. I blocked all of the new contacts. I'm just done. I honestly have not had the strength to do this until you guys gave it to me. So thank you.
Okay.
And that's the end of the update. Oh, and then she put a postscript. P.S. After the violent grape, my parents told everyone I was in a car accident.
Yeah, them parents is terrible.
Yeah. So now we know why she couldn't just sneak off and get the plan B. She was in the hospital. No eyeball, teeth gone, everything. So yes, that's how her family knew about all of this, because this was clearly way worse than we could have imagined.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
So, no, sweetie, you are not the asshole, but your family is.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
And I feel bad for you. And I hope you're building the life that you want for yourself.
Absolutely.
And I hope you find everything that you are chasing. I do. Well, that was a doozy. Maybe we pick it up. Story number 2.
Okay.
This one is nowhere near this dramatic. But yes, a little pick me up. I think we all need it.
Okay.
Story number 2. Am I the asshole for not telling my wife a slightly important detail about my life before we ever met?
Okay.
Long story short, I was in college about 15 years ago, and like every college student, I was low on funds. One day, I was flipping through the school paper and saw an ad for sperm donation.
Okay.
It says something along the lines of no mental illness, no drug abuse, no alcohol, excellent physical shape, come make $500 a month. It sounded like a scam at first, but when I went to the address, it was a legit doctor's office. Turns out, because of my grades, healthy lifestyle, and being over 6 feet tall, I actually received $650 a month for coming in for regular donations. This was huge for me. Hell, my rent those days was $450. I only did it for a year and never really told anyone about it. I never thought of the impact of my actions. I just moved on with my life, no different than any other side gig. Fast forward, my wife and I have been trying for a baby for months. Eventually, we ended up getting pregnant, and it's a pretty exciting time for the both of us. When at the baby shower, one of my wife's friends bought a onesie that said, "Mom and Dad's firstborn, handled with care." I thought it was cute, but then it made me think, our baby probably isn't my firstborn. It ate at me for about a week Then I told her about the sperm donation that I did in college and how I'm pretty sure she's not having my first child. All hell broke loose.
Hmm.
She was furious, especially since we tried for so long before she got pregnant. She said I lied to her. And I don't see it like that. I've dated women before and I never thought to start out with saying, "Hi, I'm so and so and I donated sperm 15 years ago." Or that it would be a big deal. She's been sleeping at her sister's house for a week now. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
We want to hear from you, sir.
I don't think he's an asshole.
You think you marry somebody without sharing that information?
I mean, to me, as a guy, and maybe I just feel like something that a guy could easily forget. For real. If you're donating while you're young, to me, as a guy, it's like you're just kind of doing a service to get some money. To me, that would be kind of like donating blood for a guy. So it wouldn't just come up forefront in the conversation. It was like, oh, I was a sperm donor.
Donating blood doesn't produce human beings.
I get that, but I'm just saying, as a guy, that might just be something that slipped your mind. Maybe it shouldn't have slipped your mind, but that is something that could just totally slip your mind.
Maybe this is where women and men differ. That is the most insane thing I've heard in a long time.
That's great. That's cool. I'm just telling you. Maybe he should have remembered. Maybe he should have told her. I get it. I get why you're mad. But to me, that would have just been something like, oh, I was just paying my rent. I didn't really think about it when I was young and I was doing that service for my 650 or whatever. I just feel like that's something that can just slip your mind.
A man's mind.
For real.
Would you care if I said I donated my eggs in college and I might have a little Lauren somewhere?
I would care, yeah.
Would I be an asshole if I didn't tell you that after being married all this time and together all this time that it never crossed my mind to tell you?
No. I don't think I would be mad. To the point where I would leave. Because I wouldn't be thinking about it like that, I guess. Personally, I'd be like, okay. I'm not thinking that there's a little Lauren running around because you did that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we trying to have a baby. I wouldn't be thinking if there's another Lauren out there because you donated it to, I wouldn't be thinking like that.
What would you be thinking like? I was just trying to make ends meet in college and it just slipped my mind?
Yeah. I don't think it would have slipped your mind. I never asked you. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't be thinking like, oh my God, it might be little Lauren's. Am I tripping?
I think so.
Okay.
I would care if you had biological children out there, even though you don't have no ties to them, even though the fact that you are raising them, even though there's the fact there's no woman that's gonna come knocking at our door and be like, "This your baby." It's just weird.
I feel you.
It's just weird.
Maybe I'm just weird because I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. If you would have been like, oh, like I was doing some type of whatever, I wouldn't be thinking about it like that. I don't know.
Maybe this was just the difference. Men are from Mars, women are from
Maybe.
Venus, and clearly he thinks the same way.
He thinks the same way?
Oh yeah, because he's like, I don't understand what the big deal is. I can tell you this: I would be more mad than her if you told me a week after my baby shower that you have other children out there.
Now, the thing is, I wouldn't be a person to be like, oh, I don't understand why you mad. I can understand why you're mad, but I can understand why I slipped up and I didn't say that. Does that make sense? Like I would understand why you're mad because all those points that you said were valid, but I could understand too how it would slip in my mind to say something like that. Like as a guy, that might have just been not that important to me, but not really seeing it eye to eye with you until we started talking about it. But just from a guy's perspective, it might have just been to me like a service I was just doing. I didn't think oh, I could possibly have a kid. Of course, I guess that's what you're doing it for, but I wouldn't been thinking about it that deep
And
like
you
that.
see, do you see why that poor girl, the last episode? Come on, our regular watchers. Just last episode, that poor girl is unknowingly getting married to her cousin because of men who think that it's okay to just donate their sperm and not tell nobody nothing.
I mean, it's a lot of people that do that though.
Now, that's not how it happened with her. I'm sure you guys saw last week's episode. But you see how that could become a problem?
I feel you. I mean,
Their child could end up
I
in that
understand.
same situation as that poor girl from the last episode. Because guess what? He got 500 kids running around.
I get that. I get that.
I don't care what he did. I don't even think it would have been a problem. He needed to tell his wife. That's my only thing. I wouldn't have held it against you, but that's something I need to know before we get married. I need to know. I just need to know. It wouldn't have stopped me from marrying you, but that's something I need to know.
I feel you, but I guess my thing is like, how would it come back up? Like, say for instance, I was doing that when I was 17, right?
Uh-huh.
How would that come back up after college, after graduate degree? Like, that could easily just slip my mind.
I don't know how everything comes up
7
when
years
you're...
after, 8 years after, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not thinking like that.
I stand by my thoughts
I feel you.
and my
I'm
sentiments.
just telling you why it could have possibly slipped
And
my
I
mind.
don't understand how something like that slips your mind. That's the difference between this conversation, is that would never slip my mind. That's the thing. I think that is a man thing.
It could be.
Because I swear, I think sometimes y'all just be in la la land.
Now, if maybe there's a situation that came up and, maybe we was watching a movie or something like that, and they was donating sperm, and I kind of withheld that information that I did it, or it popped back in my mind or something like that, then I could understand that would be kind of crazy too, of me withholding that information. But if it never popped back up, I don't know. Until maybe we was talking about kids. Well, I don't know, because people talk about kids before marriage too, right?
Yeah, of course you
maybe
talk
there
about
was a
kids before
time.
marriage. There was plenty of times to talk about this.
I feel you.
Plenty of times. Like, I don't...
feel you.
The issue is not that he did it. The issue is that he never told her.
I understand that.
That's my only problem.
I feel you.
And you basically like, men don't remember.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that he's right or wrong. I'm saying that it's easy to slip up and forget something like that as a man. Especially if he did it for a year way back when he was younger. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's right or wrong.
Okay.
And you got every right to be mad.
I know. I just, Anything you've forgotten?
No, that's it. Right. Clearly.
Have you forgotten anything that you didn't think was that important?
You're right.
I would end up on the news. Because, guys, in less than a month, me and James will be together for 12 years. In less than a month.
Right.
You know me, and you would know better than that to not tell me something like that. So, then thank God this is Reddit.
I'm just trying to, I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to
Leave
leave
it
it right there on the table.
Leave it right there.
But, that's still unfortunate at the end of the day. Let's just say it like that.
Comments?
Yeah, what they talking about?
Whew, I can't. Ladies, sometimes I just don't understand how we got stuck here.
Y'all ain't stuck.
With
Y'all can go the other
men.
route.
Ladies, how did we get dropped off here?
Right? That's how
We've been
women
having
think.
to
I mean,
cultivate a life and live with them too. Ooh. You see?
women ain't the only way.
You see
That's
how
not.
they
That's
think?
not how they. Men
Full
think
on
they way
point.
too. Men think they way too.
The problem with everything in the
Look,
world
I
stems
got
from
you,
this group.
You pointing at me now.
This group.
See what I'm saying?
Do you know that there's oh my goodness, I saw it on TikTok. There's this community, like a village, that is in the United States. It's completely off the grid, and it's only women.
Huh?
It's only women.
A community.
Yeah,
like
so
a town?
Yeah, like a town.
Wow.
Their husbands live outside the town. And
Oh
they
wow.
visit the husbands when they feel like it. But the community, their little village, their homes, is all women. The men cannot come. They gotta go out to see their men, and then when they come home at night, they leave their men.
This real life?
This is real life.
What state is this in?
It's like off the grid somewhere around Utah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Wow.
like it's their little like community.
And they
The
live
male
there?
lady got to be a woman. Everything you have to be a woman. Like look it up. It was so fascinating. But now I understand
Do you?
why. I can understand they're probably living very peacefully because their husbands.
Women living peacefully around all women.
Because I
Y'all
mean,
need little men in there. y'all.
y'all,
Let me not.
y'all scare us sometimes. Y'all scare us sometimes.
Y'all want to live in a town with all women?
If we could leave the town and then go be with our men when we feel like being with the men.
I feel like that shouldn't. It should be opposite. You should be living with your man and then going to see the women or whatever when y'all want to. I don't see how you can live like that. But
Look it up. It was so fast. I was like, I bet they they have a little town. They have politicians. They have a
Wow.
courthouse. It's everything is ran by women. The children are there. The teachers. It's a whole town. They have a whole community. It's all women. They have to leave the town to visit their husbands, and then they come back to their little village. Look it up.
wow.
I was just like, you know what, ladies?
All right. I'll give it about a year. Not even 6 months, maybe 3.
But I mean, just think about the children who are growing up in this society. That's all they know. It's not for me, but I can understand how they could be sick of, whatever's going on.
Vice versa.
Comments. Someone said, I honestly wouldn't hold it against my husband if that happened. It was in the past, and he has no legal, financial, or moral obligation to the kid, and he doesn't even know if they exist at all. What if someone never picked his sperm? The act is not the problem. I would definitely have a problem if you didn't tell me until a week after my baby shower.
We not gonna cut him at the throat too?
What are you talking about?
Because she said that
She wouldn't hold it against her husband.
We should
I
we should chop
I
her
would
too.
hold the omission. Hear me. My only problem is the omission, not the act.
When was the omission?
The omission is the fact that he never told her until a week after they baby shower.
But that's what I'm saying. He would have thought of that.
You're saying the onesie because he's saying
I'm based off of her conversation.
okay.
I mean,
Hold
her
on.
comment.
You're saying that it literally because you gave the example that you might not have thought about this sperm donating until you was watching a movie or something, and then you're like, oh, babe, guess what? You're basically saying that was his thing. They were at a baby shower. They got a onesie that said mom and dad's firstborn or whatever the hell. And then it triggered his memory. And then he told his wife a week later. So you're saying he should be fine because he forgot. And when he remembered, he said something. That's what you're saying.
No,
He forgot.
I'm on this comment right here. She said that she wouldn't have been that mad if
She said, I honestly wouldn't hold it against my husband if that happened. It was in the past. He has no legal, financial, or moral obligation to a kid that he doesn't know exists. How do we even know that someone actually used his sperm? And like I said, the act is not the problem. It's the omission. You don't marry me without telling me you was selling your children's. You don't marry me without telling me you was selling your kids one day.
I hear you. I wonder what the other comments say.
Someone else said, dude, what is wrong with you? You could have brought this up 3 months into the relationship, 3 months before proposing, 3 months before the wedding. But a week after the baby shower, do you have a brain?
Okay, next comment.
Next comment. All those people that used his sperm didn't realize how dumb he is, like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, maybe you just picked the wrong comments.
Did you not hear the first comment that I read?
Yeah, okay. Sack of potatoes. Yeah, we're gonna leave that right there.
Lord help us.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't back in the day donating my sperm, so I'm not in that situation. Anyways.
Oh, baby,
so
I know
easy
you
for me
not
to
missed the Reddit ban.
I can just move.
Cause
That's crazy though.
yeah. Anywho, story number 3.
Yeah.
I know you guys are very entertained
Oh my
this
goodness.
episode. Due to you and your nonsense.
I'm just
You about to make us go live in the village.
y'all can go live in the village. I don't understand that, but
Because men, boy, I tell you.
yeah, okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Story number 3. I ruined my mom's life and reputation.
Oh dang.
Now, y'all, this is a very wordy story. Like, she gives a lot of there's a lot of details. So just follow. She gives a lot of information.
Okay.
It's wordy. Okay. Try to follow along. I'll do my best. I'm a 40-year-old female. My dad is 63. My mom is 60.
Yep.
They have been married for 43 years. Parents married 43 years. I have 6 siblings. Remember, she's 40. She got 6 siblings. Female 42, female 38, female 34, 20-year-old boys that are twins, and a 18-year-old male brother. Okay?
Siblings, right?
These are her siblings.
Okay.
So a sister 42, a sister 38, a sister 34, twin brothers that are 20 years old, and a brother that's 18 years old.
Big
Okay.
family.
Big family.
Got it.
So the parents gonna have 7 children. Okay, back to her. I've been married to my husband. He's 39. Remember, she's 40. We've been together since we were 15. I got pregnant at 17 and moved in with his parents. I gave birth to my now 22-year-old daughter at that point. We got married at age 18, shortly thereafter her birth. Okay, she was pregnant at 17, gave birth at 18, married a husband. All right. My dad's father passed away shortly after our wedding, and he inherited a ranch-style house from Granddaddy. My grandparents decided to build a house next door to my parents when they retired. So I guess the parents lived next door to her grandparents lived next door to her parents. Then the grandparents died. Her parents now inherit that house that they had built next door. Y'all with me? All right. So my parents decided to let us live in that new house, the inheritance house.
Right.
My husband and I had no issues with it. Free house at 18, I bet. We went on to have more children. So they had that 22-year-old daughter, and she was 18. Now they also have a 20-year-old son, a 14-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old daughter, and she's 7 months pregnant with her last child. That's a boy.
Okay.
Another big family.
Right.
Okay. Y'all with me now. We all together.
We here.
I thought I had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights. We bought each other gifts. We did not fight. My entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girl's trip that I had taken with some of my friends. I walked into my bedroom to find my mom having sex with my husband.
What?
My mother screamed when she saw me and told me to get out of their bedroom.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Let that marinate for just a second.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, my eldest daughter, that's the 22-year-old, the firstborn, was also home and in her bedroom across the house getting ready for a party. She ran out and witnessed it all. A sheet wrapped around my naked mother as she ran out the house to next door to her house. My daughter was devastated and went to my sister's house. I asked her to not say anything until I talked to my husband. I asked him to tell the truth. He told me that my mom seduced him when we were 18 years old and living next door.
Okay.
And that they've been having unprotected sex at least once a month for longer than we've been married.
Wow. That's crazy.
I ran the math in my head and was horrified because the timeline meant that my twin brothers and my youngest brother could be my husbands. I guess the other siblings are too old to be in this mix, but the last two are young enough to be in this mix.
Her husbands. What do you mean?
So you gotta remember, she has a lot of siblings.
Correct.
She's saying based upon her youngest siblings' ages, they're young enough to be his children. The other siblings she ain't worried about because they too old. But the twin boys, the last one, young enough to be his kids if they've been basically sleeping around since her husband was 18 years old. Based upon his age now,
those could be his kids with the mama.
I immediately called my dad and told him to come to my house without my mom. Good call. Yeah, get somebody on your team. I made my husband confess to my dad. Even better. Yeah, make it come out of his mouth. He and my mom were high school sweethearts, and he was devastated.
I bet.
Needless to say, we could hear my mom screaming from their house when he confronted her. Nasty. I then told my older sister, and she and I decided to throw a party for the entire extended family, and we invited my ex's family over as well. At the party, I had my eldest daughter, the 22-year-old, take all the kids to the basement and put on a movie, leaving only the adult children and siblings in the room. I told everyone at the same time exactly what had been going on. Most of the family was on my side except for 3 of my youngest siblings, my 38-year-old sister, and my ex's entire family were not on my side. They all said that I was an asshole for dropping this publicly. Word got out, and my mom's best friend, who was in leadership at my mom's church, my childhood church, called me to verify. My mom has since been let go as the children's pastor, and she claimed that I'd essentially ruined her reputation and her life. Ma'am, you ruined your reputation and your life.
Right.
My dad kicked her out, and she's now living with my 38-year-old sister. And lastly, my dad insisted on a DNA test for the 3 youngest, the twins and the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The twins are my husband's biological children.
Wow.
I've since kicked him out, and he's now living with his parents. My father and I are disgusted. He decided to move me into their house because it's much larger, and he'll be selling the grandparents' house and giving me the money so that I could buy a new house and start over. So he basically said, baby, come on, your mama gone. Come on, move in next door. We gonna sell that house. I'm gonna give you the money. You go start your own new life. Okay? My husband is appalled and furious that I proved he is actually the father of 7 kids instead of 5. And that I'm going to take half of his business away. My husband started an HVAC company a few years back. And for the first 5 years, I helped him get set up. I ran the office completely and took time away from my teaching career to help him get established. In my state, all marital assets, including businesses, are split 50-50. Since the house was still in my father's name due to the inheritance, my husband will get no money from the sale. Neither will my mother, since inherited assets are not subject to split in a divorce. My mother is likely not to get any alimony as our state has a fault divorce ground. This sounds a lot like Texas, except for the 50-50 part. Anyways, it's now about a month later, and I'm still extremely bitter and angry at my mother, especially at her hypocrisy. She's been yelling at me, calling me horrible names, such as whore, and even worse. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Especially after the act she did.
Yeah.
Like what?
I ain't seen a bigger hoe bigger than this.
Right.
I also despise my ex with everything within me. He was effing both my mom and me in the same instances and coming to bed moments later. It's gross. He got my mother pregnant less than a week after getting me pregnant. And while I thought it was cute and fun that I shared a pregnancy with my mom, she was carrying my children's half sibling. He has broken all trust I've had in men and about being faithful. I have already procured a good lawyer from the firm that helped us in financial matters for both me and my dad, and I'm hoping that everything works out for us. My twin brothers, one of my sisters, and my entire family have gone no contact with me. And my minor children have essentially lost their grandparents except for my dad. They've lost 2 of their uncles and their aunts, and my husband's 3 brothers, all due to this mess. Why are they taking it out on the victim? That's how people continue to get away with foolishness. I've also developed ulcers in my digestive tissues because of this.
Wow.
So I'm visiting a doctor soon, and I've been in therapy the first week of January. All of this while this lady pregnant. Let's not forget she's 7 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I've offered family therapy for my 2 adult children, but they're doing individual therapy for now. My 14-year-old knows that we're getting divorced and why she's so angry at her dad, and I struggle sending her to his house on weekends. I feel like she's old enough to make a decision on that, but I don't want to damage her relationship with her dad. I told all of my kids it's okay to love their dad, even if he hurt me, but the oldest 2 have cut him off 100%. I won't tell my youngest 2 until they're teens about why we got divorced, and everyone else has agreed not to spill anything until they're old enough to understand. As for how I had no idea this affair was ongoing, my mom confirmed to me that they would have sex at my mom's office at the church, in their cars, in hotels, and when we built the business, they started having routine sex down the office while I was at school teaching. They also had it in our house too. I mean, yeah, you caught the lady in your bed.
Right.
And even in my parents' home when he would be out of town for business trips. It was a pure happenstance that I happened to come home early from my girls' trip because I was uncomfortable being 7 months pregnant. I wanted to get back to my own bed. For me to find out this way, knowing been carrying on with this full-blown affair and still hadn't been caught after all these years is just mind-blowing. The fact that the grandmother and father of my children care so little about destroying our family. What's hardest for me is that my own mother would do this to me and would continue to do it for years and years, not caring about the blow up in my face, and she destroyed my entire life. That's the story.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm just very grateful I don't come from families like this. I'm glad I don't got a mama like this.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's just a crazy story. I don't have any real input on that, but
I mean, her husband like this either, but I mean, at the end of the day, your mama is the person who's known you the longest. Like, you know, you that's your mama.
right.
That's your mama. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For story number 3, I didn't put any comments because everybody said the same thing over and over and over. Like, oh my God, wow.
Right.
What the hell? Are you okay? Are you in therapy? How's your pregnancy? Get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying the same, so I didn't even bother.
Feel it?
Feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Story number 4?
Yep.
All right. Am I the asshole for ruining my sister's engagement? My sister aged, this is written by a brother, by the way.
Okay.
Brother's writing this in. My sister, aged 29, recently got engaged to the love of her life. We'll call him Derek, aged 34. They've been dating for about a year and a half, and we in the family have gotten to know Derek since the beginning of this year. We love Derek, especially my dad and I. We watch F1 every weekend together with the rest of our friends. Do you know what F1 is?
Yeah, racing.
Okay, I get NASCAR.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The engagement was announced about 3 weeks ago, and we were all obviously excited. 2 weeks ago at the last GP, I was talking to Derek, and at some point, this might be the reason I'm an asshole. My mind slipped, and I said something along the lines of, It's great you found someone that you love so much that you would abandon having children. Sadly, my sister had a fight with ovarian cancer several years ago, which resulted in the surgical removal of her ovaries, from what I understand, and part of her uterus. Now, I didn't think much about my comment, but turns out she never told him. It was like I dropped a nuclear bomb of information. He said now it made sense as to why she avoided discussing conversations about children. Well, needless to say, he called off the engagement, and they're now separated. And in the eyes of my sister and my mother, I'm an asshole for separating my sister from the love of her life. So am I the asshole?
What you think?
She's the asshole. You don't marry somebody without telling them you can't have children. Natural way. There's plenty of ways to have kids, but yeah, you got to tell somebody you don't have a uterus or an ovary. You don't marry people
so
without
you don't
saying
think
that.
he's an asshole for telling her business?
I think that he probably assumed that her fiance knew that part about her.
I still wouldn't bring it up though, even if I knew that about my sibling.
Yeah.
Like, what you telling her personal information for? That's for her to tell.
But I'm sure he thought that she told it. They're engaged.
Even if they did talk about it, why are you still bringing it up?
You got to look at the context. He was basically like, give me your shoulder, lean it this way. He was just like, I'm so happy you found somebody you love so much that you would marry them and without, kids and things. He was coming. He wasn't dropping tea. He was like, damn, like that's a strong love. That's what he was saying.
I guess I still wouldn't have said that. I feel like that's crazy. I ain't talking about y'all kids.
You realize this is the only issue because he didn't know.
I feel you.
This is the only reason why this is a problem, because he did not know. And why didn't the fiance know? Because she didn't tell him.
Okay. I feel you.
I don't think he's an asshole because he wasn't trying to snitch on his sister. He was basically admiring their love, and a bomb was dropped.
I just feel like some things just don't come up in conversation, but I feel you. Like nothing about kids or, your medical. Like you don't talk about that about.
He didn't say nothing, Mel. He was talking about their love, and he was just like, he was telling us why it was a bomb drop about the ovarian cancer and things. He was telling us why it was such a big deal.
Okay,
but he wasn't bringing up the cancer to him. He was admiring their love and was like, wow, like that's love to be able to look past.
I understand.
That's what he was talking about.
Look past the kids.
Look past being able to have biological children.
Yeah, I feel like that's still a no-go though, but I feel you. Because you don't know. Even if she didn't, I feel like she could have, there's just different conversations between, fiance and husband and wife, right? There's just, or soon to be. I feel like there's just conversation. And if you on the outside, I just feel like there's just certain things you just don't say. Like about the kids or not having kids. Like that's just a sensitive topic to me. So I don't know.
So you say he's an asshole.
I just don't think he's off the hook 100%.
Okay.
That's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Even though he was saying that he just admired their love. I understand. Maybe just
admire the love then. Just don't talk about the rest.
Okay.
Not the kids. Kids just to me is a sensitive topic.
Yeah, I guess he might not have knew. Okay, fair enough. Maybe he did. Because let's just say this was something he was struggling with. Yes. I don't know. I mean, he did propose to her. But let's just say he knew, even though we know he didn't. But let's just say he knew, and that this was a sore or sensitive topic that they worked very, 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 very hard to overcome. Then yeah, maybe this is just certain things you don't mention.
Yeah, he's just not 100% off the hook.
I feel you on that. I can agree with you on that.
But she should have still told him, but still not 100% off the hook. That's it.
Wonder what some of the commenters had to say. I only wrote down one comment because everybody was just saying the same stuff.
I feel it.
Someone said, your sister absolutely was wrong for not sharing that she is unable to have children. This is a big deal for many couples. Secondly, though, you were rude in how you brought it up. It is good for the then fiance to know that his future wife couldn't have kids and to consider that before moving forward. This is something the two of them should have discussed, and it isn't your fault that he didn't have a clue. But at the end of the day, wow, you really dropped the bomb on their relationship.
I feel it. You just don't bring up struggles or anything about what other people are going through.
I agree.
Period. Yep.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Yep.
But I also feel like maybe like, you know, you in your mind. Okay, I want to remind you of a story that we did a long time ago. It is on the year recap episode when I did the top stories of 2025. That story is on that episode if anybody wants to go back and watch. But we did a story about this man wrote in, basically said that should he call off his engagement because of one comment that his fiance made. And he was married previously, his wife died.
Okay.
And he had a new fiance. And they were having a family dinner. So the guy was there, the new fiance was there, his children were there from his previous marriage where his wife died, and the wife that passed away, her family was there as well, and his parents were there. His mother said, "I'm so glad you finally found love again." Completely was not trying to blow up no spot. But then the fiance was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of glad, like, you know, what happened. I would have never met the love of my life." And that completely set off a big old issue because you just basically said in front of this woman's children, "I'm glad your mama died, so I was able to meet my man." Long story short, a part of the story, he was also trying to reconcile with the fact that he was also mad at his mama. Because he was like, damn, like basically, had you not said that, none of this would have happened. And I kind of feel like that's similar to this. What she said was harmless. Like she wasn't trying to mess nothing up. When he mentioned how they love was so strong.
I understand. There's a lot of different ways to look at it.
Because in that story, you said the mama wasn't an asshole. How are these different?
Because in the story about the wife dying, I just feel like you talking about love again. I feel like that's not talking about even though y'all can't have kids.
But his wife died, and that is why he's having love again. And guess what? Her children were sitting right there.
He didn't talk directly about the woman. She didn't talk directly about the late wife,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? He just said love again.
And all he said was strong love. Y'all have such strong love. I'm so happy that y'all have such strong love, and
even though y'all can't have kids.
Okay.
Like you went straight for the like that's a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
You just straight up.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah. He did put a little extra.
He did.
Okay.
So that's just the difference.
Okay,
right
I
there.
guess never mind. Bad example.
I mean, hey, love again. That can be anything.
Oops.
That can be talking about your kids.
I tried. Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I need to know your worst story. I know I really packed it on thick. I already know what my number one is, but let's do a little recap.
Yeah.
Story number one, the SA victim and the son and the parents and everybody trying to guilt trip her about not wanting to care for this child.
Yeah.
Story number two, the sperm donor.
Mm-hmm.
Story number three, the mama sleeping with the husband.
Right.
Story number four, this last one, he ruined his sister's engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I really thought my number one was just gonna be the first story because of the
situation.
Ooh, I'm struggling between story 1 and 3, which is the mama sleeping with her in the first story. I'm struggling between which one is the worst. What's yours?
I think just due to the situation, I'll have to put number one story in the number one spot, just because it's the situation, and I understand that you felt forced that you had to have your kid and all that. Like that's not a little terrible. That's just terrible. And then so that would have the number one spot because of the situation, and 2 would be story number 3 about the mama.
Okay, let me ask you this. What if there was an update to story 1 that said that she moved, like she graduates from school, goes off to medical school, becomes this world-renowned doctor, finds a great guy, getting married. They got 3 kids, white picket fence, middle of America, and like her life is amazing now. Would it change the order of the story?
No, because at the end of the day, she still went through that. I mean, she lost an eye too, right? Yeah, it's just a lot So I feel like the story itself probably just holds more weight than story number 3.
I just hope I want her to have a happy ending. God willing, she still has so much more life to live. And I really hope her life completely turns around for her. So I hope she gets everything she wants out of life. And then if she gets it, then maybe this story isn't as sad as it seems, you know?
I feel it.
But then you got this woman who mama started effing on an 18-year-old child, because that's a child. That was her daughter's husband. They've been married for, 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out that your siblings is your children's siblings? Y'all all got the same brother and sister? I don't know.
No, I feel you.
I'm not ranking this episode. I just can't.
Oh my goodness.
I just can't. Sue me. I can't. I will rank the other 2 stories. No, I won't. I'm out of it.
Story 1 is number 1. Story 3 is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the donor, and we have
Ruin the engagement.
The engagement is number 3, and then number 4 is the donor.
Okay.
That will have to be my order.
I support it.
What's y'all order? Since you don't want to give your order. But I feel you. But we need to know y'all order.
Let us know your thoughts. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Absolutely.
Let me know if y'all moving to the village.
Yeah. Let us know how that life would be.
If you guys live in the DC area, let me know how the weather is right now. And yeah, we'll definitely see you in the next one.
All right now.
Bye.